I did. I did.
Well,
I'm
so
ready.
Warnock is not joining us until maybe 7:30.
Okay.
So, I already told Claire she'll just have to make it go a little bit longer.
Hey,
If
Karen,
necessary.
did you get my email with Commissioner Johnson? He was wanting the link, and I copied you, and I said you've already sent it.
Yeah. So I think he said got it. So got link or got the link or something. So he sent an email saying tell Karen I got it. So.
Oh, I misunderstand. I see.
It's all right. It's all right. I'd rather him, we do double time. So, we've
That
got
just
3.
shows you where I'm at.
So, Audrey, did you start? Did you start it already? We got 3 attendees.
Definitely gonna be bragging about how Pelosi gave us money.
I was gonna start it at 6:55.
Okay, it looks like it's already started.
Yeah. I think it did that automatically. I will
All right.
the YouTube video at 6:55.
Well, I
Okay.
see recording. We're going live.
So the Zoom webinar has started. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off my camera and mute myself.
All right.
So my on first, I haven't seen her run a show or anything.
Yeah, that's why I sent you my email to tell you what your comments were.
Yeah, am I first?
Yes, sir. If you're going to do the welcome.
Okay, so is anybody introducing me?
No.
Okay,
It's just
well,
like last time where the video starts. The video opener about.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
So Gloria.
Hey.
Hey, Larry Johnson keeps emailing me, say he doesn't have the link, so I could just forward him what I just clicked on, I guess.
I'll send him a link again.
I don't know.
So
hey, just so you know, the webinar is live and we have 3 attendees. Thank you.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
awesome.
Okay.
So we've got a few minutes to.
Am I gonna have a slides? Am I reading slides as well this time too?
Yes.
Okay.
Andrew, you can, you can, or whoever has the slide deck, you can put that first slide up that says we'll start in a minute.
So, at least we were going to start with the video.
Okay.
Oh, Lord.
I also want to note that later tonight, we will have Commissioner Larry Johnson, who will be giving us some info on DeKalb County. We will have messages from Public Service Commission candidate Daniel Blackman. We will have a message from U.S. Senate candidate John Ossoff, who's running in the regular election, and Reverend Warnock, who is our special election Democratic nominee for the runoff, will be joining us later in the program. I just want to reiterate just how special the work of DeKalb County Democrats is. We have had people from all over the nation investing in our efforts to turn, and we will go more into those details tonight. We've garnered the attention and the support of Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, and best believe that Speaker Pelosi knows that turning Georgia blue is going to come through DeKalb County. We've got to get the turnout in DeKalb County. And you will see more details about that as the slides go on. So get excited. It is an exciting time to be a Democrat in Georgia, and it's an exciting time to be a Democrat in DeKalb County. We will give you all the links and the information to get involved if this is your first time joining us. So let's get forward with the program.
Hello, everyone. John, I just want to join you in welcoming everyone to this event. And I'm Gloria Moore with DeKalb Dems and also with Georgia Women for Ossoff and Warnock. And just really excited to be here this evening because, as John said, we have some messages from two of our candidates, Daniel Blackman, who's running for the Public Service Commission, which is also a statewide runoff race, and from John Ossoff, who is one of the Senate candidates that we are obviously supporting. And towards the end of our program this evening, you'll get an opportunity to meet Reverend Warnock, who is running against Kelly Loeffler in the Senate race, and get to hear some of the things that he has to say about why this is so critical. But before we get to that, I think we're going to talk to one of our DeKalb County commissioners, Larry Johnson. And so let's do that and then have him tell us a few words about what is going on in DeKalb County. And then you'll also hear about what you can do as a voter and as a volunteer and as a donor to help DeKalb County continue doing the work that it's been doing to not only help keep Georgia blue, but also to make sure that our candidates win, because it is a super critical race, as you all know. So is Larry ready to chat with us? If not, we will let you be introduced to one of our candidates. We have a video.
Hey y'all, it's John. I'm so sorry I can't join you. I want to thank you for what you're doing. Let's get out the vote and win these 2 Senate races. There is so much on the line, hundreds of thousands of lives on the line, millions of homes and jobs and businesses on the line. We've got to win these 2 Senate races so we can beat this virus and rush economic relief to ordinary people, so we can strengthen civil rights and voting rights, so we can invest in economic recovery and clean energy to save our environment. We can do all of these things, but we have got to get out the vote. Early voting starts December 14th. Election day is January 5th. You can get all the information you need about voting by texting VOTE to 51015. Thank you so much.
We appreciate that message from John Ossoff. And next we'll hear from Daniel Blackman, who's running for the Public Service Commission in Georgia.
Hey, DeKalb Dems. You guys are arguably the bluest county in Georgia, one of the necessary pieces to our blue wall. To John Jackson, Gloria, and my friend, Congressman Hank Johnson, and to all of you, thank you. For those that don't know me, my name is Daniel Blackman, and I am running for your Public Service Commission in the state of Georgia. And on January 5th, I'll be in the runoff election. No matter where you live in this state, I'll be on the ballot, and you can vote for me. Now, you may have never heard of the Public Service Commission, so here's what it is. Fun fact, the last Democrat to serve on the commission was DeKalb County resident David Burgess. Now, the PSC is a 5-person body that regulates our utilities. That means when your electric bill goes up, whether or not your children and communities have internet access in your area, whether the energy we use is environmentally friendly or not. Right now, there isn't a single Democrat in this office. Now, in 2022, we'll make sure we have a new governor, but unless we also have a fearless voice on the Public Service Commission, we won't be able to institute the kind of green energy jobs and protections for working families and people trying to put food on the table, or our senior citizens on a fixed income that should never have to decide between their utility bills and their medication. And I know everyone watching this wants to make that happen. If elected, I'd be the only Democrat statewide in Georgia in the state for 2 years, and the only African-American in Georgia elected to office statewide. So even though I missed you the other night, I want you to know I'm working hard for you and working hard to elect Reverend Warnock and John Ossoff to the United States Senate. Please go to www.danielforgeorgia.com to learn more about my leadership. Together, we'll give the Biden-Harris administration that you helped to elect the Senate majority that Georgia and our nation deserves. Thank you, DeKalb, for your blueprint, your voter consistency, and your unapologetic commitment as Democrats to elect those of us committed to winning the future. So again, I want to thank you all, John, Gloria, Karen, and every single voter in DeKalb County for doing such an incredible job getting out the vote for President-elect Biden and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris. I had the incredible opportunity to serve with Vice President Biden after he appointed me to the It's On Us Commission on college campuses and sexual violence on those same campuses. I even traveled with him to Clemson University and Georgia's own Morehouse College. I wanted to reach out and say thank you for helping me make it to a runoff on January 5th. Let's bring it home.
Thank you so much, Daniel. We appreciate that message. And we have with us this evening Commissioner Larry Johnson. Hi there, how are you?
Hey, how are you all? Best day of my life. Y'all doing good?
Yeah, we see you. Thank you for being here with us. And we are glad you're going to tell us a little bit about DeKalb County and what's going on.
Yeah, just want to say hey to everybody. It's been an amazing ride, and I'm glad that we're on this blue wave together. It's all about how we make things happen. I talked to my Cook County Democrats, and they were having a big fundraiser for Warnock and Ossoff, and they raised about $40,000 on last Sunday. And I told them, I said, you have to take the W and the O, make it say whoa. So we got to go whoa, and we win when we say whoa. And so this is what it's about. And here's some of the details that are coming up. I want to first thank Mr. Jackson, John Jackson, Ms. Davenport. But here's some of the details that you need to know. 760,000 residents. We're the fourth most populous county, 55% African-American, John Lewis District, Hank Johnson District, and the home of Stacey Abrams. And so that's some of the details. Next slide as well. And this is the results. The CAV delivers. If you don't know anything else, we all on the same team, but we have different positions. And in those positions, we got some folks who organizers, we have some folks on the phone, we have some folks that stand on the corner to rally, we have folks that do the Zoom calls, we have folks that do the fundraising. All of us have come together to deliver for the blue wave. And as you see, look at those astounding numbers. 83% of the CAV voted for Joe Biden. They're put my share screen back up there. So they get me back up there so I can say that. But those are some of the things that you really want to see. I don't know what happened to my screen, but you see the CAV delivers in a major way. And guess what? We have a few more weeks to go. Now we can go door to door. Somebody knocked on my door on Sunday. It was amazing. They knocked on the door and said, have you voted? Are you going to vote? And I said, yes, I'm voting early. I'm getting out here December 14th where we can make a difference. And if you can't vote early, you get your absentee ballot. It should be in the mail, or go January 5th, because we are blue and we're going to make it happen in DeKalb. The CAV Democrats are strong. We stand together, we work together, and we're not going to stop. So as we celebrate these holidays, guess what? The best holiday gift you can give somebody is a vote. A vote for our healthcare, a vote for small businesses, a vote for Head Start, a vote for our school children, a vote for our future. We got to make a difference. And that's why I'm telling people now to donate, knock on doors, and let's deliver for DeKalb. Thank you so much.
And thank you. We appreciate it.
You got it.
A lot of our attendees want to know how they can get engaged, what they can volunteer to do, how they can donate. And a lot of those links are being put into the comments on the Facebook Live and also in the chat for the Zoom meeting. So we know we have lots of things to offer. So I'm going to ask Claire Scheck-Snyder to talk about what you can do to get involved in supporting these great runoffs that we have going on that are so critical. Claire?
Hey, thank you, Gloria, and good evening, everybody. My name is Claire Scheck-Snyder, and I am the Field Ops Director for DeKalb Democrats, and we have so much going on right now. It's so exciting. We have a really robust infrastructure here in the county and lots of volunteers, and we are inviting you to join in our efforts. If you live here in Georgia, and if you're out of state, the most important thing you can do is to donate. And I know that one of my colleagues will put in a donate link. We have hired 86 field staffers that live here in DeKalb County to be able to go out and do place door hangers at all of our high, medium, and low turnout precincts. And as Commissioner Johnson and John Jackson said, we turned it out in November. We turned out at 70% of the vote and got a lot of our voters out. We had enormous absentee ballot and early voting going on in our county. And we are leading the way, I'm so excited to say, in absentee ballots being requested. DeKalb County is in the #1 slot. We've already had 101,000, fully 1/3 of our total votes committed in November. Already we've had that number, 101,000 absentee ballots requested. So we are poised to win and want to go into this as winners, as the winners that we are, and we're going to take these 2 seats. And we all know that the field game and the ground game is what's going to win this for us. And so we are so excited to have hired 86 people in our county who live in our 16 house districts within our county to knock on doors and to phone bank and text and to do other things called vote tripling, where you remind people coming out of the polling place to text 3 friends to vote. And we're also going to set up tables, and we're going to be at shopping centers near early voting locations. We're going to do it all. But we're going to pay, and I'm really proud to say this, $15 an hour to everybody who is doing door hangers for us. So if you contribute to us, know that it's going into that ground game, into that field operation that is going to win the state of Georgia, because DeKalb County has the most registered Democrats. We are 13% of the state's vote, and if we all turn out, we win. And we are coordinating with other major metro counties to make sure that we win this state and have a strong blue wall. So fundraising is the #1 thing you can do if you're out of state. You can also phone bank, and we have a phone bank, and I think that can be shared also in the chat. We do an excellent training, because Georgia is unlike any other state in the nation, in that we have all sorts of voter suppression and all sorts of crazy laws where you can't, automatically register to vote on the day of the election. Our registration date cuts off at December 7th. So we have to get everybody registered to vote by December 7th. And we do have 3 weeks of early voting, and we have absentee ballots, and you can request your ballot online. But there's a lot of funky things that go on that you need to be aware of if you're going to be phone banking for us. So sign up for a shift, do the training, and get calling. We really actually need people from out of state to be helping us with this, and in state, because people are fatigued. People are so tired of doing phone banking and receiving phone calls too. What makes us different from every out-of-state organization, and we have hundreds of organizations that are in our state right now, every time that we call somebody or we text somebody or we drop off a door hanger, we identify ourselves as neighbors, that we live here in DeKalb County. I'm Claire, I live in Decatur, and I want to thank you for voting and remind you to vote. And so that is the really important difference. And it's really interesting how people will perk up and respond to that on a phone bank or a text or at the door. We also have a very robust postcard campaign, and we are partnering with groups like Swing Left and I was going to say Vote Forward, but that's not right. But there are other groups, and we are sending thousands of cards out. 128,000 cards went out to new first-time voters, and that is just a tremendous effort. And those went out on December. I think they will all have gone out by tomorrow. And you can also share our posts on social media, and that is a hugely helpful thing to do. You guys will go to the next slide. Audrey, if you would do that, please. I would appreciate it. Thank you. So here you see on the side our awesome door hangers. DeKalb County is leading the way in running a coordinated campaign, not only for our 2 incredible Senate candidates who are going to give Joe Biden an opportunity to change America as we know it and to pass all of the things that we absolutely need to have passed, and McConnell to put McConnell out of the way. We also are really supporting and putting a lot of effort into supporting Daniel Blackman for Public Service Commissioner. We have the 5th highest electric bills in the nation here in Georgia. And we also have over 500,000 homes in our state that don't have high-speed internet. And 70% of those homes are in rural areas. And the Public Service Commissioner not only oversees energy costs, but also telecommunication. And we only 2% of jobs, I think, are in solar and renewable energy. And Daniel Blackman, if he is elected to the Public Service Commissioner, will make sure that we have jobs in renewable energy. All of these things are important for you to know when you're phone banking and texting and going door to door, to know these important facts about these candidates so that you can share it out. It is super important for the nation and the world for us to have Ossoff and Warnock as our Senate candidates, but it is equally important for the people in Georgia to have Daniel Blackman. So these are the door hangers that we are doing, and we are the only county that is doing a coordinated campaign like this. And we are sharing these door hangers and these signs with other counties so that they can do that. If you want to give money to us, it will allow us to have more door hangers. We have 50,000 door hangers that we have just ordered, and we have those 86 paid staff members, and then we have hundreds of volunteers who are ready to blanket the county with signs and door hangers. And that's a really important part of any campaign, that those door hangers and signs. We have 191 precincts in our county. We are thrilled to have about 120 precinct captains, but we still have some precincts that are open. If you have some time and you want to call into those precincts and you want to help make sure that everybody in a precinct gets out to vote, we would welcome you. If you want to adopt a precinct and make your contribution towards a precinct, that's great. As I said, we're doing this lit drop. We're doing a lot of volunteer activities, and everything gets started tomorrow. And the blue wave will go across DeKalb County. We're also vote tripling. We start that on early voting, when early voting begins on December 14th. We will have volunteers and paid staffers at every early voting location, reminding people who exit the polling place to text 3 friends to remind them to vote. And it sounds simple, but it is hugely important, hugely important. It really, really works. We also have next door postings that you can make that are nonpartisan, that can make sure to encourage people to get out the vote, that you would be able to share if you live here in the state. We have these beautiful yard signs, and distribution for that will be made clear on DeKalbDems.com. And if you would like to contribute to our yard sign effort, we would love it if you would make a contribution towards a yard sign so that we can have more of them across the county. And as I said, the most single best way, the safest way, the most mistake-free way for you to vote if you live in Georgia is to vote by absentee ballot. If you click on that link, you can order a ballot online and it will be sent to you. I have mine here on my desk. I haven't voted yet, but I have it, and it came in a week. So I'm super hopeful that other people will be able to receive theirs as well quickly and get them in. If you can go to the next slide, please. And so this is our strategy for turning out the vote and for our field strategy. This map, the dark blue areas show our high turnout precincts. High turnout precincts were 89% to 77% turnout. Yowza, that's huge, you guys. That is so huge. They comprise 25% of the precincts in our county. We will hit those areas first to remind those super voters that they need to come out. And we think that everybody knows about the Senate race, but unfortunately, not everybody is down the same rabbit hole that we are. So we're gonna make sure to canvass every single person who is in those dark blue areas, those high turnout areas. Then we will move on to the medium turnout precincts, which comprise 50% of our county. And then as we get to December 14th, which is when early voting starts, we will target those low turnout precincts. And we will also do vote tripling. We will also be at shopping centers near the early voting locations so that we can remind voters, people to go vote and tell them where the early voting location is. And we will also have people sitting at tables at those early voting precincts telling voters all about our Democratic candidates. So you can plug in, if you're in the state, you can plug into any of these volunteer opportunities. And we're going to go from high turnout to low turnout. And then we will vote triple again on election day. And we feel like this is, we cannot take anybody for granted. We want to make sure that we touch every single voter as a neighbor and remind them to vote, and hopefully to vote by absentee, but otherwise to vote early in person. And it's going to be cold. It's like 26 degrees outside right now, and it was snowing yesterday in Georgia. So we want people to vote early and safely because of the spike in the pandemic. We want them to vote by absentee ballot because it's the safest, most mistake-free way, and it showed us that we could win. Okay, next slide. And I think, okay, so, and I don't know how fast I'm talking. Hopefully, Reverend Raphael Warnock will be showing up here shortly because he said that he might be able to join us at 7:30. And I would love for you to have an opportunity to hear from him because he is just such an excellent candidate, and we're so proud to have him on the ticket. But if you want to get involved with us, please follow us on social media, DeKalb Dems, it's DeKalb County Dems on Facebook, on Twitter, DeKalb Dems, and Insta. We also have a YouTube page. I think that link just went up. John Louis is really pushing that YouTube link. If we can get our YouTube up to 1,000, that would be excellent. Sign up to volunteer, watch mobilize.us, and we will be posting all of our DeKalb Dems events on Mobilize. And if you join DeKalb Dems and volunteer, you will automatically get an email that shows you our strategy and helps to plug you into that. Stay tuned for our next all call, and please refer your friends. So I will be happy to take any questions. I haven't really been watching the chat. I've just been talking my head off, but let's see, I can see the chat now. If you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat. And then if any of the moderators want to raise any of the questions.
Claire, I think there's a question in the Q&A.
So, oh, okay. Let's click on that. Look at that.
I can read that for you, Claire.
Square is ground zero for the youth vote outreach, registration, and Senate runoff awareness. Is it possible to set up socially distanced canvassing there? I'm not sure that Lenox Square is actually in DeKalb County.
I can speak on that.
Okay, please do, John. Thank you.
I live very close to the city of Atlanta, Brookhaven line. That is not in DeKalb County's, for lack of better terms, jurisdiction of get out the vote. That falls under Fulton Democrats. They are a wonderful county committee, and LaWanna Hurd Tucker leads them. So yeah, check in with Fulton Democrats if you're interested in doing anything that falls in Fulton County.
Wonderful. And just want to say, Reverend Raphael Warnock is here and ready to join us. So thank you so much for being here, Reverend Warnock. Or maybe Gloria can introduce him.
So we are delighted to have Reverend Warnock with us this evening. And Claire, thank you so much for all of that great information. It's a lot to remember and a lot to absorb. So again, check, those of you in the audience, please check the chat and the Facebook Live comments. We're hopefully have put all of those contacts there for you, and hope you'll follow us and get involved. So yes, if Reverend Warnock is here, welcome. And we would love to hear from you right now. if we can get his camera on and his mic.
Hi, Reverend Warnock. Are you available? I've sent a message to unmute your mic and start your camera. So if you are here, please go ahead and do that.
Technology always tests us.
It truly does.
Claire, while we're waiting, is there another question we might answer?
Well, there was a question about what's the best thing to do if you're out of state. And I truly believe that phone banking, texting, and contributing is really helpful. But we really do need people who can phone bank. And you feel like it doesn't really make a difference, but every person that you connect with, there's so many people. I was doing a little bit of phone banking yesterday, and there was actually someone who said, "Oh, I knew there was a runoff, but I didn't know that I could early vote. And how do I do that?" And we have drop boxes here where you can drop off your absentee ballot, and it's makes people feel so much better that they don't have to send it in the mail and put postage on it, and they know that it will be checked at least daily, if not twice daily, as we get closer to election day. Little things like that make people are nervous, people are scared, people are unsure. And so just having the opportunity to talk to them on the phone or to have a text conversation with them really makes a difference. And we do need your help from out of state in making those personal connections. And so getting trained up to know all of the crazy idiosyncrasies of Georgia voting is really helpful. And then once you know that, and just referring people to our voter election hotline, which we have an excellent voter protection hotline. I tell everybody, if you have a question when you're filling out your absentee ballot or anything about voting or a problem, call this number. I have it memorized, 888-730-5816. And we have so many people at that line who can answer questions. It just makes a huge difference. So it's not easy to phone bank with us sometimes because of all the idiosyncrasies, but it is super important, and we need help in that, in connecting to our community and our county. Any other questions? Because I think, so Reverend Warnock was at a church event prior to this, and we all know how that might go. That he's still shaking hands, or not shaking hands, but bumping elbows and talking. So we feel really fortunate that he could, give us any time.
Yeah, and if everybody will just be patient, I know, technology is always a challenge.
He's on now.
But yay! I understand. I was just going to say that he will be on in 1 second. Welcome, Reverend Warnock.
Hello, everybody.
We will turn this over to you. We're so happy that you made it and look forward to hearing from you. Tell us what's going on.
Oh, wonderful. Sorry I'm late. It's wonderful to be with the DeKalb County Democrats. Thank you so much. Look, this is, first of all, a difficult time, a dark time in our nation's history. We're confronted with so much. We're dealing with a once-in-a-century pandemic. Over 260,000 Americans have died. Much of that is death that could have been avoided. We're dealing with a pandemic that's created an economic turn down that's devastating small businesses. Lots of people have lost their livelihoods. Some are facing evictions and perhaps the ending of the moratorium on student loans because we haven't seen relief coming out of the Congress. Since March, we haven't seen benefits that are now expired, unemployment, expansion, other benefits. It's a difficult time, and we're seeing this assault on our democratic process nationally and right here in Georgia at the highest levels of our government. But it's also an exciting time because we have something really special that we can do right here in Georgia. The eyes of the nation are literally on us right now. Georgia's on everybody's mind. And I remember when I got in this race back in January, I knew it was important. I was deeply honored that people from all over the state were encouraging me to run. And I felt a deep sense of calling. You know, I'm a preacher, so I don't decide to do these things, you know, without a great deal of prayer and thought. And I feel called to this moment to lead in a different kind of way. And it's special to me because it has enabled me to advocate while campaigning, to talk about the issues that I've been talking about, healthcare, which I believe is a human right, but the inequality and the disparities in healthcare, these issues have been brought into sharp focus because of the pandemic. As we see the disproportionate impact, the ways in which COVID-19 impacts all of us, but some communities disproportionately, communities of color, because they're overrepresented among our frontline workers, overrepresented, underpaid. Workers we call essential workers, but we don't pay them an essential wage. We don't often provide them with essential benefits, including healthcare. 500,000 Georgians in the Medicaid gap in a state where our state leaders think it's smart for us to pay the same federal taxes that they're paying in Illinois and California and New York that would provide for us Medicaid expansion. We turned down the Medicaid expansion. 9 of our hospitals closed in 10 years while we're subsidizing healthcare in other states. And so I feel called to this moment because I've been fighting for criminal justice reform for years. I've been registering voters. I've been engaged on issues even like labor trafficking and human sex trafficking. And I've been blessed to have such an amazing church that has never rested on its historic significance, but has always tried to continue to live into its legacy of justice making in the world. And here we are now, and the eyes of the world are on Georgia. But it's really the people of Georgia who are on my mind. I've been moving all across this state, moving across metro Atlanta, but also rural Georgia, where these hospitals have been closing. People are devastated, and they need leadership. And they feel a big disconnect between the way folks in Washington are talking and the conversations that they're having. You know, how am I going to get my kids back to school safely? What am I going to do? You know, I don't have experience being a teacher. How am I going to do this virtual thing with my kids? Am I going to lose my job? If I lose my job, will there be unemployment insurance and what I need there? What am I going to do to avoid evictions? All of these kinds of issues. And meanwhile, politicians are playing political games. And so I'm honored that in this moment, with all this facing us, an economic turndown, a once-in-a-century pandemic, a renewed reckoning around race in our country, as we saw this summer, the tragic flashpoints of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, and so many others, that I'm running, pastor of Ebenezer Baptist Church, kid who grew up in the housing projects of Savannah, Georgia. And I'm running alongside a young Jewish man, the son of an immigrant, mentored also by John Lewis, young Jewish man, African-American, running for the Senate out of Georgia. in this moment, as has been the case so often. As goes the South, so goes the rest of the nation. And so we are positioned. We're going to do something special in this state. Georgia's already blue, but we need folk to turn out like never before for this runoff election. Tell young folks who are in high school, who are seniors, who will be 18 in time for election day, that they can vote, that they should register by December the 7th so that they can register, so that they can vote either in early voting or by January the 5th. Tell people early voting starts December 14th. And election day, January 5th, we bring it to closure. We can win both of these seats. And we must. We must. People talking about divided government. If Mitch McConnell stays the majority leader, that's not divided government. You're going to have dysfunctional government. You're going to have paralyzed government. And the new president and new vice president will not be able to do the things they need to do. But if we win these 2 seats, change for the whole nation will have come out of Georgia. And a woman who is a descendant of Asians and Africans, an Asian American, African American woman, would be the tiebreaker around healthcare, around an essential wage, a living wage, around serious COVID relief, around infrastructure investment, around all of the things that are so very necessary in this defining moment in American history. So thank you, DeKalb. I love you and appreciate you so much. Let me know how we can be more present, what you need, any questions you have. And I want you to know that I'm laying it all on the line. I'm leaving it all on the field. I'm giving this all I got because so much is at stake. And I'm inspired to have you in this fight with us.
Thank you so much. We're so appreciative of you taking some time to be with us this evening. And you know, we've got your back. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much.
All right.
All right.
And John, do you have anything, any last announcements to make?
Well, I just want to close it out by saying, join us in being a part of history. We are just regular, everyday people who put on our pants one leg at a time. And we just decided that we didn't like the state of politics, and we embody grassroots power, just rolling up our sleeves and getting it done. Get online and support us at thecavdems.com. Donate. Volunteer your time to phone bank. Volunteer your time in other ways. If we accomplish this, and I believe we will, if we come together, we will enable the new president to be able to govern without obstruction. The whole nation and the whole world is watching. Thank you very much. Thank you for being here tonight. And God bless you all.